I've been accused of hating the United States Constitution by the same blowhard on Facebook who says that I hate the Bill of Rights because I want people held responsible for what they say, either on Facebook or on any social media or on live, like we've seen with Nick Fuentes and especially Kanye West. But what happens when a former president does the same? When he screams about wanting to destroy the Constitution just for him to get reelected or in his particular case, reinstated as President of the United States. All in a lie because he still believes the election was stolen from him without the slightest piece of evidence. What I'm about to read to you is from Salon.com. Trump calls for a termination of Constitution to suit his needs. Now, this was written by Brad Reed and it actually appeared on rawstory.com. Former President Donald Trump on Saturday flat out called for the termination of the United States Constitution so he could be returned to the presidency, reacting to the news that Twitter, in our run-up to the 2020 election, removed tweets that featured pornographic photos of Hunter Biden. Trump declared that the entire election had been stolen from him and demanded to be returned to the presidency. This is directly from his Truthsocial page, when he writes, and I quote, "So with the revelation of massive and widespread fraud and deception, in working closely with big tech companies, the DNC and the Democrat Party, do you throw out the presidential election results of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner? Or do you have a new election? A massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Our great founding fathers did not want and would not condone false and fraudulent elections," unquote. Now, this isn't the first time that Trump has called for his reinstatement as president, although this is the first time he's acknowledged that doing so would require the United States to shred its own constitution on its behalf. The New York Times reporter Pierre Baker, who wrote on Twitter that this seems like a dangerous new milestone for Trump. Quoting him, "Needless to say, I can't think of a time in the United States when a former president, it would be future president, has called for the suspension of the Constitution to let him seize power. Even after all the remarkable shocks of the last few years, this one is remarkable," unquote. So to the idiot who keeps messaging me on my Facebook Messenger or on my page on Facebook saying that I hate the Bill of Rights and I hate the Constitution, what do you say to this? Do you have anything to say to this? Donald Trump is calling for the end of the United States Constitution because he lost the election, not because it was stolen from him, because he flat out lost. So the next time anyone out there, any Trumper out there wants to question me about how much I hate the Constitution, remember what Donald Trump said. As a matter of fact, let me reread it to you again. So with the revelation of massive and widespread fraud and deception in working closely with big tech companies, the DNC and Democratic Party, do you throw out the presidential election results of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner, or do you have a new election? A massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Our founding fathers our great founding fathers did not want and would not condone false and fraudulent elections. Let me reread that the next to last sentence first. Once again, and a massive fraud of this type of magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. You have not proven there was fraud, Trump. You have not proven that the election was stolen. In fact, it's been proven that you and your Trumpers tried to steal the election on your behalf. So the next time this blowjob on Facebook wants to try to scream at me that I hate the Constitution, look at the words of Donald Trump and tell me, do I hate the Constitution? Or does Donald Trump hate the Constitution? And if it's Donald Trump, why are you still following him? CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.